This is the Man Rights Actors Podcast, episode 97. We focus on relationships, sports, and pop culture from a managed point of view. First of all, we want to thank our listeners, our new ones, our OGs. Thank you for hanging with the fellas.
What up?
Today's show, white folks are being nicer to black people.
It's a good time to start going to get a home loan.
Drew Brees put his foot in his mouth.
I hope his teammates will put a foot in his ass.
NFL players demand change. Jay-Z saved the day, and a Dear Irby writer is in a sticky situation with his wife and her sister. All that and more. Right now. This is the MRA podcast from Kyle and Kamal, where men come to talk and women come to eavesdrop. I am Kyle.
I am Kamal.
And we're saving relationships one listener at a time. Man, before we start talking about this heavy, deep stuff with the NFL and Drew Brees and Goodell, can you please give us a haircut, woolly beard update? The fans want to know what's going on, man, because you're looking extra woolly.
Dude, I haven't, I think the week of like the whole COVID thing before they shut everything down was the last
March
time.
13th.
Yeah. So is that when they shut it down?
That's the day it all shut down, March 13th.
Okay,
Friday.
so that Saturday prior.
Oof.
So,
So March 7th was the last time you've had a cut.
The last time I had a cut. And so my
Wow.
beard
3
and my
months.
hair has been growing, except for the top. The top is doing what the top always do. Yeah, the top is keeping it real.
Defiant.
The
Hold
top
up.
is-
I
the
don't
top is
give a
hard-headed.
goddamn what the fuck the rest of you bitch niggas is doing. I told you I served my time.
Yeah.
I'm done growing. You niggas can show out if you want. You can be pinning grass
Yeah.
on his face if you want. I'm Uncle Phil.
Yeah, my top is definitely defiant right now, man. Yeah. I'm like, damn, dude, I finally got my shit to where I want it to be.
And it's too late.
It's too late.
Speaking of too late, man, we finally got the people to understand in the NFL. People looking at Kaepernick a lot differently now. I think. Oh, you said that in the intro.
Oh yeah, last week.
Yeah. I know you said it somewhere. I heard it somewhere. Yeah. So what'd you say last week? It's just
basically, man. After all this shit, after all this unrest and riots and all these protests for like the last 14 days of just steady protests, the NFL coming out and apologizing and all that stuff, it's like, well, this is what Kaepernick was protesting against, and
Yes.
cats had a problem with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People thought that he was the most disrespectful guy, and he lost his gig behind it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, in 2020, they're like, my bad. And
oh yeah, my fault.
Here's the thing about it. I appreciate them like acknowledging they made a mistake.
Yes.
But they took like 4 years or 3 years from this man's life. And even if he, wanted to come back, I don't even know if he's good enough anymore. I mean, he's 3 years away from the game.
It's a long time. Listen, Randall Cunningham was pretty good when he came back.
How long was he out for?
Dog, he was gone for a minute. He was laying tile in Vegas, bro.
Oh.
He was out.
Oh.
He was out, bro. Yeah,
Okay.
Man. So I'm hoping, and he came back.
Yeah.
Remember, he came back for Moss.
Yeah, he came back when they had,
And he came back in Minnesota, and that's one of the places they're speculating that could use him right now because of the unrest in Minnesota. That would be amazing.
Yeah, it sucks that Kaepernick is out, and I'll say this too, man. I have my respect for Kaepernick is renewed, not because of what he did. I just have a different understanding. I know when he was talking that shit, and I found out like he wasn't voting. When I found out that he didn't really grow up in the hood and stuff like that. When I found out his background, I think you said the same thing. I think you coined it as some light skin shit.
Hold up, man. Are you bringing me into this shit, dog? let me own my own shit, nigga. I might have wanted to be a bitch ass nigga and not own the fact that I was talking shit. Well, but thank you. Yes, I was.
Well, somebody said some
that was me.
Some light skin shit.
I said the nigga was acting light skinned. Nigga was being extra militant.
Right. Basically just, trying to overcompensate. Wanting to be down. And I have a different understanding now because it's like, yeah, it seems like he was trying to be down because he didn't grow up the way a lot of NFL players grow up. A lot of young black men growing up in the inner cities and shit like that. So he didn't grow up like them. He didn't grow up getting chased by the police and sweated and stuff like that. And so it was like, dude, you're doing too much. But now I realize he didn't grow up that way. And so for him protesting and taking a knee and risking his career over some shit that he didn't even go through, over people that he don't even know, speaks volumes. Because he could have just like, you know what, I didn't grow up that way, sat on the sidelines, been this superstar NFL player, beloved like Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson light because he would have to win some titles or something like that. But he could have taken that route, but he decided to like fight for the little man because he wasn't the little man. And I think that him throwing this shit away for like a people which he didn't have anything in common with except for his skin color, I think speaks volumes, and it adds to his character, in my opinion. Once I sat back and looked at everything from a distance, because when it was first happening, I thought, like, hey man, you don't even know what you're talking about, homie. You didn't even go through it. But it's like those abolitionists from the North who was never slaves, fighting for slavery. What you gonna tell them? Like, nigga, you ain't no slave. Why you doing this shit? It's like, nigga, wrong is wrong. You know what I'm saying? And if I was born over here, I'd have been treated the same way. So if Kaepernick was born in Watts or something like that, he would have been going through the same thing. So I think he acknowledged that. And me personally, I didn't even give him a shot.
Nah. I was critical. My thought was the average brother wouldn't have done that. But sometimes when and I don't want to, like I'm dissing light skins because I got light skin. My sons is red bones. So, I love them more than anything. So it's not that. But it is that sometimes when you light skin, you have this feeling that you want to overcompensate to prove that, Malcolm X was light skinned. You know what I mean? It's like you want to prove, oh man, I'm, what's the name? Red Fire. Like when what's the dudes? The list goes on. We know the list. I don't have to go through.
What's the Huey was light skinned.
Yeah, they. It's like they have this. They want to. Yeah, exactly. They want to prove they black. So I thought he took it further than the average brother would have taken. And I thought that was a chip that was driving him. I mean, if it was the reason, so what? He did it for the people, and I appreciate it. I thought I don't want to go into negative, man. I'm not going to get into my Candace Owens. I'm going to get on her later. I'm just happy that people, including myself, are coming around to like, hey, man, Cap had a point. The Drew Brees thing, man, made a lot of people mad. Drew Brees gave his comments about the flag, about people, about he doesn't like people taking a knee. It didn't offend me, man.
It didn't?
No. I heard it. I was just like, oh, okay. I've heard this before. I've heard people that are pro, military, whatever you want to call it, super patriotic. Whose speech was that to Americans? Was that Obama's or was that?
Was Obama's. Okay.
So there's two Americas, man. Like Drew Brees' relationship with the flag and patriotism is different than the average black man that grew up that's not from a military family. We don't have the same relationship. Chris Rock said America is like that uncle that paid your way through college, but he molested you. Like, so I'm not mad at him for shedding a tear when the national anthem comes on and hates to see people taking a knee because he sees it as disrespectful. I was just like, oh, okay, another white guy saying what 1,000 white guys think, 10 million white guys think. I was just like, oh. But then when I heard the backlash, I was like, was there a different clip? No, same clip. But tell me if you got upset and why.
I got upset. Well, I got upset because I like Drew Brees. I like Drew Brees. Like, dang it, man. Drew, and I like Michael Thomas. And I'm like, is that going to cause some friction? And like Michael Thomas's number is going to drop. his wide receiver because he
You think
came
the
out.
fantasy numbers right now come out? Are you thinking? Are we in the struggle and you thinking about fantasy? Goddamn
I'm thinking to put my
football.
fantasy team together. I need these niggas on the same page.
Listen, y'all gotta squash this shit.
I need them on the same page. I need one of them. Either Michael Thomas got to be a sellout and say,
Hilarious.
I get
Nigga,
offended
go get
too.
your paper.
I get offended too when they kneel. Or Drew need to come home.
You niggas, Michael Thomas gonna be Michael Thomas Owens. Hey, motherfuckers, you niggas need to learn
To
Uncle Ruckus
respect that flag. I need them on the same page, homie. So I'm glad that Drew finally came around. But he was called out, and rightfully so, man. The reason why I was offended is because after all this shit that was happening, this dude still heard what he wanted to hear. That it was disrespectful to the flag. It was disrespecting the flag. No matter how many times these cats said it wasn't about the flag.
I know. They keep trying to tell you it's not about the flag.
And so, when it's almost like you're intentionally not listening.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what offended me. You know, now if he said, "Hey, listen, I understand what's going on, and I understand what they're going through," I would do it a different way. But I'm not, like you said, I respect it. I stand because of here's my background. Mm-hmm. But if anybody wants to kneel because of how, the police treat people or how they were treated in this country, hey, man, more power to them. That's why I love this country. We can all do something different.
Yeah. He could have said a lot more inclusive.
Yeah, talking about his grandfathers and all that stuff. It's like,
shit.
So my grandfather fought in World War II as well.
Kamal's did?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, was he treated the same as Drew's?
No fucking way.
Exactly.
No fucking way.
That's my point. And so I think that it's just tone deaf. I think Drew was being tone deaf.
Absolutely.
And he did not expect the backlash that he got. And I think that I'll say this. I probably would have respected him more if he stuck to his guns.
Yeah, because that's the asshole in you, man.
Yeah, like, okay. But
I got a question, Dad.
Yeah.
Does he have do they have an argument to say you guys are not listening? Your chosen protest is disrespectful to me.
Okay. And here's what I'm going to say. And I'm not talking about Drew Brees personally. The people who say it's disrespectful to the flag and they need to stand and all that are the same people that don't have a problem with people flying the Confederate flag, right? So that's disrespectful to us. And they're saying, oh, it's tradition and all of that. So
that's a point.
You can't have it both ways.
Can I just tell you my problem right quick?
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to be delicate because I still live in America. I think it's disrespectful to the flag. And because I got a chip on my shoulder for the flag has disrespected us for so many years. So yes, I think it's disrespectful. And yes, I think it's disrespectful to ask a black man to be as patriotic as you can ask anybody else because of what we've been through from this country.
Right.
So yes, I think it's disrespectful. And yes, I think and I think America's very disrespectful. And sometimes you got to understand it. Our feelings are still hurt and we're going to do this thing that you might see as disrespectful, but we're doing it not to be disrespectful.
Okay, the reason why I'm going to say I don't think it's disrespectful because he was sitting down. I think like what Marshawn Lynch is doing, just sitting down, I think that's doing it intentionally to disrespect. I'm not doing this shit. But with Kaepernick was sitting down and a Marine asked him what he was doing. He told him why he was sitting down. And he says, well, honestly, man, you should kneel because sitting down is actually disrespectful. So he, in his mind,
was trying to show respect.
Was trying to be as respectful as he possibly can be. He actually took the advice of a veteran to
but why
not
did he stop
be
taking
disrespectful.
advice?
Huh?
But why do you, so then somebody else said, hey man, that's disrespectful too. Could you change it to this third thing? Why didn't he change it for a third time?
Third thing was it was protest on your own time. The third thing, I'm sure nobody gave him another some other advice where when the national anthem's playing, what are you doing?
What about a black fist over his uniform and take the fine?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if that was ever proposed to the man. I think that basically they're going to play the Star Spangled Banner. Everyone standing. I'm not going to stand. I'll kneel and pray, whatever it is. I've been to several sporting events where the national anthem is played. I'll say a majority of people are standing.
Yeah.
But there's others who are not. There's others in the beer line. There's others in the bathroom taking the piss. You know what I'm saying? And so don't act like when you hear the Star Spangled Banner, everyone stops what they're doing in their tracks, finds a flag, and salutes it.
Ain't nobody doing that shit.
And these are the same. And some of these people have a problem with Kaepernick kneeling, but they don't revere the flag. They just know I don't like that.
No,
and so
they don't like that. Yes,
I think a majority of the people who didn't like the kneeling didn't like what the protest was about.
You know what scares me about it? Growing up in gang culture, you just always had to be careful about disrespecting another gang. Like I'm serious. When I was growing up, it was like, man, don't say this. Don't say this. Don't say I'm picking it or whatever. Like, don't wear this color over here. Like, I've always been very careful of this will get you in a lot of trouble if you wear this, if you say something like this. They find that disrespectful, so don't do it.
Yeah.
And so, like, I literally I'm always like, man, don't disrespect anybody's set. Don't say, just don't do that. That's heavy in my head. So if somebody finds something that I'm doing disrespectful, I would find a different protest personally. But now that this is it. But if it were me, I'd be like, all right, y'all don't like that. I got to do something, and I'm going to do something that gets my point across. So I'm going black fist up. I'm going to stand, and I'm going to black fist up and black fist on my uniform, and I'm going to pay the fine every week and I'm going to say what I need until this, which brings us to the next thing. I'm going to get you, because I know you got something, but real quick. What I liked about I was so proud of the NFL players that stood up for, they finally got together. Because this is what I felt like Collin Kaepernick did wrong. Number one, he didn't tell his boys what he was doing. He didn't get the crew together and say, this is what I want us to do. He went solo, which is respectable, but he went solo. And then number two, he never said what he wanted. So it was just going to be an infinite demand. So we're going to get into that in a second, but I do want to circle back to your Collin Kaepernick point. What was it before we get into that video?
Okay, here's the thing about it. I don't think Collin Kaepernick ever asked for any of this. Doing some research, I found out that basically, like you were saying, you would have put the black fist up or put something on.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been demonstrative, and that would have been some overt protest where everyone could see what you're doing and stuff like that. Collin Kaepernick was kneeling, minding his own business. He personally was not going to stand for the flag. You know, that was a personal choice. Like you say, he didn't get his boys because that was personal. A reporter asked, because he said over the summer he was noticed like his social media was supportive of a bunch of Black Lives Matter stuff. And so he saw him kneeling and went down to him and said, hey, man, why aren't you doing this? Or why are you kneeling? And Kaepernick told him, and then the guy wrote about it. But Kaepernick was never saying, hey, everybody, look at me. Hey, everybody, I'm doing this protest because of this. He was just doing his own thing because he personally, like the same as Mahmoud Abdul Rauf from the Denver Nuggets back in the 90s. Like, this is for me. I'm not telling you, any of you guys, what to do. Me personally, I cannot get with this. And so when people were asking, why isn't he saying anything? He needs to step up, because he never asked to be a leader of a movement. That was never his goal. And so we hoisted him into this role, which he never asked to do. And so I think, like I said, I've been doing some research. I think that we were unfair to Kaepernick, asking him to be our leader. Say something. I said, man, he don't know what he's talking about, because maybe he didn't. He just felt this shit wasn't right. And so more power to him, and shame on me for trying to make him something that he wasn't. It's the same thing how I feel about like Tyler Perry, not in like a political thing, but like Tyler Perry, people, a lot of black people don't like Tyler Perry's movies because we expect Tyler Perry to be everything for all of us. He needs to be.
We want him to be.
We want him to be what we want him to be.
I loved him that in that Black as Fuck episode. That was my favorite episode.
Yeah. So, I hope everything works out for Kaepernick. I hope he comes back. Hope he plays. I hope he is.
By the way, Randall was out for 2 years.
Okay. Yeah, this is going on 4 for Cap.
All right, man. Well, shit, you just got to, when you black, you always got to do shit one step further, man. We're going to take a break. Before we go, man, I want to play the videos. What I love about this video with the NFL players stepping up is it's guys that I would never expect, like the quarterback from Kansas City, Mahomes. I love that they joined together in unity. And I love that they had actual demands and that Roger Goodell met them. Listen how the brothers say what they want. And Roger Goodell, he gives them what they asked for. We'll be right back with more. It's the MRA Podcast.
This is what we, the players,
would like to hear you state.
We, the National Football League,
condemn racism and the systematic oppression of black people.
We, the National Football League, condemn racism and the systematic oppression of black people.
We, the National Football League,
admit wrong and silencing our players from peacefully protesting.
We, the National Football League, admit we were wrong for not listening to NFL players earlier and encourage all to speak out and peacefully protest.
We, the National Football League,
believe Black Lives Matter.
We, the National Football League, believe Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Hey guys, I want to take this time to ask you to subscribe to The World According to Cheryl. That is Cheryl Underwood's podcast. It's hilarious, and I'm on it. We got some feedback, Hobie.
Do we now?
Yes, this is from B.A. Said, I was listening to your show. I laughed out loud. Some dude wrote into your show, and he said some girl was over his head. Kamal said, all you have to do is find a way to make $1 million. You said, Kyle said, you make it sound like anybody can do that. I was thinking the same thing, B.A. Come out. Were you oversimplifying what it takes to make the big bucks?
Yes and no. The reason why okay, obviously, just say go ahead and make $1 million. That's oversimplifying. Oversimplifying. Is that oversimplifying? But
I mean, she did make $1 million,
right.
So it's kind of tongue in cheek.
But what I mean is, we've been on COVID lockdown for like 3 months.
Yes.
And so I'm saying come up with that $1 million idea. Yeah. In that 3 months. The movie houses closed, clubs, a lot of distractions are out the way. I don't know if he had kids or not, like anything like that, but you could have taken that 3 or 4 months and just figured out the next big idea, the next move. A lot of people were like making some, COVID masks and stuff like that, man. So it's like people have gotten creative and they're going to be rich off of this lockdown. So I was saying to my dude, just come up with the idea, and I might have said just make your own $1 million, but it was really just coming up with the idea so he can finally get this chick.
I feel you, dog. When we come back, we have a post-nut mode story. A cutie pie gives the guy the eye. He's ready to compromise his morals to close the deal. Will he come back to his senses before he makes a major misstep? Find out soon. It's the MRA Podcast. Can I have your attention, please? We are trying to start a movement. You heard that right. We're starting a movement. We're doing something different here at the MRA Podcast. We vibing with y'all. You know what I'm saying, fellas? You know what I'm saying, ladies? It ain't just fellas that listen to the show. Matter of fact, it's a majority women, but it's all good. I know you know somebody that fits with what we trying to do over here. So all we need you to do is send it to them. Tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? That somebody know how we get down here at the MRA show. It's really called the podcast, but I just wanted to rhyme no and show. We got a post-nut mode story, not in post-nut. I don't know which one. Was he in? Was he not? Let's find out. Sean in Seattle. Hey, Collin Kaepernick. I'm out of shape right now. Okay.
Start it off.
Straight up, man. Let's get to it, man. I'm out of shape, but I used to play baseball at HBCU down in Florida. These days I live in Seattle, and sitting now my brain is like distracted because now I'm trying to think which HBCUs are in Florida.
FAM.
We got Bethune. We got FAM. Is that it?
I don't know. No,
right.
I'm sure it's a lot more.
Yeah. These days I live in Seattle, and since COVID hit, I started running again, and I've been on it for about 4 weeks straight, even though my run yesterday was my first run in about a week. Normally I run, have my headphones in, I pass people, they don't say anything. I'll get a good morning or whatever every once in a while, but for the most part, nobody talks to me. Yesterday I was jogging, and this pretty little white girl was walking her dog. She gave me this big smile and went out of her way to say hello to me. I've been married for 6 years. I have not had a woman smile at me like that in a long time, not even my wife.
I know that feeling.
The feeling, dog.
Yeah.
Come on, both of us is like, I know the feeling, man. That's what happens when you sign the bogus deal. Nobody tells you. But we're here to tell you. I have not felt this feeling since my baseball days in college, where it feels like a woman is just so taken by me. That's how I met my wife. She used to be a fan of mine. When this girl smiled at me, I stopped in my tracks. We started talking, and she asked me if I was going to meet her at Othello Park later. I said, yeah. It was a little weird that she assumed I was going to be there, but I thought maybe this is where the young folks go to hang out, to get to know each other. I've been out of the loop so long, I just accepted it. Besides, I didn't want to ruin my chance of closing the deal. Come out, you say that every time. I got her number and whatnot and finished my run with a bounce in my step. I get home and my wife is out of town visiting family out in Richland. I'm getting ready, thinking of what I'm going to say when I see this girl again. I didn't want to show up empty-handed, so I went to the grocery store for something. Anything, maybe some flowers. I'm glad I went to the grocery store because so many white people were being so nice to me. That's when I realized this girl earlier didn't like me. This was the George Floyd Effect. All the white people are being extra nice right now. There was a protest at Othello Park. That's why she wanted to meet. I went home. I went to the restroom, released my distraction serum. I love that. Hilarious. And with more of a clear head, I deleted her number. I couldn't live with myself if I used a struggle to snaggle some strange. That's alliterative. Thanks for your show, guys. You might have saved my marriage. Sean in Seattle. Kamal, have you noticed white people being nicer to you?
I haven't run across too many white people. I've been in the house, man. I live in the hood, so go to the grocery store over here. So I haven't run across too many. But my girl, a lot of our son's classmates' parents have been hitting her up, apologizing and checking in. Swear,
shut the fuck up, dude.
Bullshit you not.
I almost want you to put her on the mic, man. Is she there?
She is here.
Let me please put her on the mic.
Okay, hold on. Yo, come here.
I gotta hear this shit.
Kyle wants you on the mic. Kyle wants to talk to you.
Thank you for fixing that, Kamal. That didn't come out right. Hey, man, what you doing?
White people being nice to you. Oh, shit. Hold on.
Hey, Kyle.
Vertina, Denisha, Abdul. What is it? Denisha, Vertina, Love, Hairston, Abdul Jabbar.
Yeah.
Did I say it right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So we got a post nut mode guy that talked about white people being nice to him. Is this a thing? Are you feeling white people being nicer to you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, at first it was a little, I don't want to say annoying because I love my white friends. I really do. Yes. And it's kind of eye-opening because I felt like they've always had my back. And they, I don't know, there's a part of me that just thought they got it because I am their black friend. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I don't think I'm not like their token black friend. Like most of my white friends have many black friends. So I've always looked at them as an ally, Oh,
okay.
And I've always felt that, I mean, even though we don't talk about these things, but I felt that they had our back. And if we said, we felt something that was racist or injustice, that they would have our backs,
Yes.
But this time has shown me that, they didn't really give a shit about me being black.
No, that's not real. That's not real.
No, they like me for me, but didn't think past like how it really is to have conversations with Jabril and Skillet about being black boys, or even like, Jabril's younger, right? And in the sense of his class. So he's born in August, the cutoff September 1 for his school. And because he's a boy, we could either put him up or he could have done the grade below. And before they assessed him, here I am.
You got to make this a shorter story.
Wait, are you actually taping me?
You're on the show right now. This is the podcast.
Shit! I thought you were just having a conversation with me.
No, nigga, we recording. So get to the good part.
Oh, anyway. So one of the main things, my concern was when he's 18. If he were to start 12th grade at 18, he's a grown man, but he's black, and I didn't want him to be treated differently and justified because, he's a man. It's like, and that's something I had to think about when he was 4 and 5.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
And when I would say things out loud, people didn't understand. But it's like, I think now, if I were to say it to my friends, they're like, oh, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you for adding to the show. That's excellent. Hey, when we come back, we got to get into Candace Owens. She's giving Trump fuel to his fire. Ugh, we got to get into this woman. I'm going to call her a woman. It's the MRA Podcast. Yo, Kamal.
What's up?
I finally finished my album, dog.
The one you did in 2013?
Yeah, man. I know, man. A long time ago, man. But I said, you know what? I'm going to finish this album. This thing is coming out. Eventually. You got to finish. You can't give up.
I can dig it. And eventually it's finally here.
Eventually it's finally arrived, man. And I was listening to it, man. This thing is funny, dude.
Okay, it's not dated. No jokes about chingy or nothing like that.
There is some dated jokes in there. Like there's a reference to, it was before Michael Sam came out. Because it was like a reference to gay athletes that came out. And I was like, wow, that's dated. Okay. But the juxt of it is everything's good.
Bruce Jenner still...
Yeah,
Caitlyn. Caitlyn?
He's Bruce. He's
Bruce.
I don't talk about him,
but he was Bruce.
Yeah, I used to have a Bruce Jenner joke. He was Bruce, and this when I recorded this. But no, it's ready, man. It's out. Okay. It's funny, man. Check it out and get it on iTunes right now. It's called "Be a Man at All Times." Kamal, Candace Owens, man.
Shut up!
Gives Trump fuel to his fire. Kamal, we listen. We got Jason Whitlock. We got Candace Owens. We got your favorite, your bestie, Larry Elder. They all in the same category. And I call him your bestie because you're always going in on him at Twitter. It's so entertaining to me. He baits you, man. Larry Elder. Kamal, oh my God. One day, we all gonna go to Magic Mountain. Me, Kamal, and Larry Elder. And have... He's probably a cool dude, man. Like, man.
He used to go to my barbershop.
Really?
Yeah, he used to go to my... I was never there. While he was there, but before his dad died, I guess he grew up. I go to my barber's on Florence and like Van Ness.
Okay.
And he grew up somewhere like Florence and I don't know, like 8th Ave or something like that. He went to Washington High and everything like that.
Oh wow, Wash House.
Yeah. So when his I think after his mom died, he had
mom and dad gone.
Well, yeah, but they were old though. Okay. But his mom died before his pops, and so when his mom died, he started like hanging out around the house a little bit more and taking his pops to like the barber shop and whatnot. And so he was going to my barber shop, man. And every time I would miss him because I had venom for him.
Call me next time.
Yeah.
Larry Elder walks in that door.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Ah, man, your boy just left, man." I'm like, "What? No, no."
Man, the comedy would have been if he won you over as a friend and was like, "Come on, man, that's just a persona, man."
I know he up in there chilling.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Yeah, I know. But
you'd be like, "Man, that dude Larry Elder's actually kind of cool." Man.
No, I doubt it though.
I doubt that seriously, man. Candace Owens is in that category. Such a cutie pie, too, man. I'm like, why, Candace? Why? Glenn Beck tweeted that George Floyd, man, that's hard to say fast, while he should not have been killed, they all agreed on that. George Floyd is not a hero. And in the post, he plays a video of a black woman, Candace Owens, ranting about how bad of a person George Floyd was. I said George Floyd was. Now, she does an 18-minute rant on YouTube about George Floyd, and I couldn't get through the 18. I tried because I was like, maybe I think
I got 9 minutes in.
Okay, so you saw too. I lasted a little bit longer than you, man. No, pause. But I felt like I got to about 12, maybe like 13. But I was just I can't do another second of this shit.
Nah, man, she's a bad person. Yeah, she's a bad person. I don't think Jason Whitlock's a bad person. I think Jason Whitlock is a conservative. He's He's a ultra. I think he's conservative, but I think he's an ultra Christian, and he's into like getting back to like the black families in the Bible and all of that. But I think it's coming from a good place.
Okay.
I think his criticism of the black community and a lot of like the hip hop culture, I think it's coming from a good place. But I could be wrong. I don't think Candace Owens and Larry Elder have good intentions. Candace Owens, 5 years ago in 2015, ran a website and a blog that was anti-conservative and anti-Trump.
Really?
Yeah, she posted things like the good thing about conservatives are they're going to all die out soon.
Wow.
Right. So she is a newly converted conservative, and I think it's for convenience because the thing about it is there is a million black progressive liberal chicks who are fighting for like black rights and civil rights, and you'll never know them. Right? But how many conservative black chicks are out there? And,
not a lot. Not that I've seen.
Right. And you'll
I get you.
You'll get recognized. You will get some notoriety if you go against the status quo. I remember when Stacey Dash, with her fine ass, was saying she was voting for Mitt Romney. She got a job on Fox with no political analyst experience, just because she was going against Obama. Those chicks, I don't know if you know them. They're the two biggest coons ever, Diamond and Silk. I
heard of them. I heard they lost their job, but I don't know them.
They were, during the 2016 election, they were supporting Trump. All of a sudden, they start making appearances on Fox News. And like, if you see this shit, Kyle, it is the most insulting. Like Candace Owens is very, very articulate. These chicks are like some women at the beauty salon. And little old Spike Lee, let me tell you something. You don't know what you're talking about. And the other chick is sitting there who's like silent, and all she does is say, and rolls her neck. And man,
oh my
Kyle,
God, I can't do it.
These white folks love them some Diamond and Silk.
Did you hear them? They said,
oh yeah, you can see it when they're talking to them, and they're just, these guys just smiling and stuff like that. It's like a minstrel show. I mean, it's like somebody doing the caricature of,
oh my God,
of a black woman.
All right. Yeah.
And so Candace Owens is in that lane. We know her because she's a conservative. If she was liberal, we wouldn't know her. And I really hate that Kanye gave her a platform and credibility by bringing her on TMZ and acting like she was his political guide. Because guess where Kanye was last week?
Where was he?
He was in Chicago amongst the people marching.
Yeah.
And this chick is saying like George Floyd was a terrible human being, and the president of the United States, who a couple of days prior said this is a good day, I think George is looking down and smiling on everything, turns around and retweets that he was a bad guy. Lets you know these people are not down for the cause. They are there to make racist whites feel better and say, yep, see, this person knows the truth. I always knew I was right.
We got to come back. We got to move on, man. Coming back, man, Jay-Z. Talk about being there for the struggle, man. He got to save a day in a way that I wish I could. We'll tell you what that means when we come back. It's MRA Podcast. Are you yelling at your radio right now? What the hell you saying? You wrong, Kyle.
You wrong, Kamal.
Yeah. Or right. That's what I'm talking about.
Word.
Yeah. Hey, then tweet us. Stop what you're doing unless you're driving. Stop what you're doing. Hit us right now. Respond to us. Just talk to us right now.
Let us know how you feel.
I'm at Kyle Irby.
I'm at Angry Kamal.
Or you can hit us both at the MRA Podcast and let your voice be heard.
Yeah, man.
So we'll read it.
We might even respond.
And you just might hear it on the show.
Yeah, man. Be a celebrity for a day.
Yeah, so man, just stop what you're doing. Hit us up, man. You'll get a response.
Yes, sir.
Kamal, the lawyer representing Ahmaud Arbery's family, S. Lee Marys, based in Philadelphia. He and his colleague needed to get to Brunswick, Georgia for the probable cause hearing, but he was having a hard time finding flights, and he couldn't find even a car to rent, him and his colleague. So They're looking, they're searching. 1 a.m., it starts to look like, man, all is lost. Kamal, you write scripts. You know that moment, the all is lost moment.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when they looked up in the sky.
They put the diamond in the air.
They put the diamond in the sky. And Hov sent his private jet, man. That's why you want money, homie. That's why you want money, man. So you can help the people in a moment like that, man. I'll send you my private jet. Come on, it's not a problem, dude.
Yeah.
Bring it back on full.
Man, you know what, man? I think I might have taken shots at Jay-Z as well when he partnered with the NFL and stuff like that. The thing about it is, one thing I like about Jay-Z, I'm starting to appreciate, is that he doesn't give a lot of interviews. He doesn't give a lot of why.
Yeah.
And so it forces us to like speculate on why, why he made the move or why he makes certain moves. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times you get people speaking for him and they throwing salt like, bitter ass Damon Dash saying that Jay-Z wasn't shit. And because Damon Dash is the only one speaking.
Mm-hmm. That's all we hear. So that you're right.
That's all, he's controlling the narrative. And you find out it's like, man, Jay-Z has always been solid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's always been solid. And I think that Jay-Z sees the bigger picture. We might not understand all of his moves, and we might not like all of his moves, but all of his moves, I think, are calculated, and they're designed to help us. So I respect Jay-Z immensely for this.
Here's the beauty of having a black person in the room. When white people make missteps, they always think, man, what we didn't know. With Jay-Z having a relationship with Roger Goodell, I'm not saying he don't know a lot of black people, but he may not know that many black people, especially not black people that we would call keeping it real. If he wants to know, man, what should I do? What should I do? Jay-Z is the type of person can tell him, those brothers ask you for a list of things. You make sure you say everything they ask you to say. That's what it's like having a black person in the room.
Yeah.
We come back, man. We got to talk about my favorite story of the week, man. A dad reviewed his daughter's restaurant. Man, it got me, dog. It's Ain't Right Podcast. Hey, come on, we got listeners all over the world now, man.
Yep.
And I was wondering, man, what the people do while they're listening to our show. I know we got a guy in the Navy who's in Spain. He listens. We got a lady that drives a Lyft. She listens while she's driving her Lyft and has her customers listen too, which is absolutely hilarious. Cat in Brooklyn listens while he delivers some fish. Okay. We want to know from other people, man, how do you listen to our show? What are you doing? Hit us up on the social media. I'm at Kyle Irby.
I am at Angry Kamal.
And let us know what you're doing when you listen to our show. Kamal, what are you doing when you listen to the show?
Man, I'm usually chilling, man. I take the train to get my son from school.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, man. So I get the headphones on and I listen to it front and back. The problem is I'm coming back. Mm-hmm. He wants to talk. I'm trying to listen. So I have to, try to act like I'm paying attention to him. I'm really listening to my words of wisdom.
That's good, man. Yeah. Pretend like you're listening to your son while you're listening to the podcast. That's one way to do it. I usually listen to while I'm cleaning the house, man. I pick... Well, go ahead.
Domestic work?
Yeah, man. Oh, come on, dude. I wish I didn't have domestic work, but yeah, man. I usually listen to if I'm washing the dishes or folding laundry. I listen to any kind of thing that I don't have to think.
Yeah,
and I just get to listen. But I want to know what do the people listen? What are y'all doing? Let us know. Kamal, listen, we all got to support black businesses. But sometimes our people don't do us right. And a brother named Chris Kyle, like my boy C. Bizzle, tried to get back to his daughter's restaurant, and she had the nerve to make this brother wait. I love this story, man. This one, the cutest little baby girl, man. This big brother, I'm like, is he an athlete? I felt racist saying that because I was like, is this guy a linebacker? Because he's a big dude. He posted a picture. If a white person said that, we would be hot. Like, yes. Why do y'all got to be athletes? But I did wonder. I didn't ask a love on Black as Fuck when they wanted to make the white girl on the private plane ask what they do.
Yeah.
You want to know so bad, don't you? Anyway, so big brother, man, dreads, strong with a beautiful little chocolate baby girl. He says, so I try to support another black father. All right, so paint the picture. He's sitting in a little baby kid, a girl's kitchen. My niece got one. My daughter got one. You could tell, she got a kitchen. She got her cooking equipment. She ready. What I love about the genius of this Kamal, I would have been smiling in the picture. He had the genius to be frowning, talking about the service. He said, I tried to support another black-owned business for lunch today. It's called Ava's Kitchen, just opened into April. It's a very clean establishment, but let me tell you about this owner. First off, I asked, why are there balloons in my chair? It's not my birthday. She's talking about, and this is the black version, TALM, bout. She talking about, mind your business, those are mommies. I've been waiting on my order to get done for 45 minutes, and I'm the only customer here. She was making good progress at first, then she stopped for 20 minutes to watch Paw Patrol. Hilarious. That made me laugh so much, man. Did your kids used to watch Paw Patrol?
Yeah. I think my youngest.
Yeah, my baby boy used to watch it, and then my oldest son, I called him my baby boy, he's thinking grown. My oldest son watched it, and now my
then maybe then. Okay, maybe he still did watch it. I don't know.
Yeah.
My oldest one
overall, but then Pup didn't watch it, so maybe it went out of style because Pup and Skills are the same age.
Yeah.
Anyway, overall, the customer service could be better, but the cook is a cutie, so I'll give her another chance. Let's not give up on black businesses so fast after one mistake. Man, that was good, Kamal. How'd you feel about that?
Man, because I hadn't heard about it. So
yeah.
Before I clicked on the article, I was reading. I really thought this was a legitimate reviewer.
Yeah.
And he was just keeping it 100 at his daughter's restaurant. Like, damn, dude. He talked about the customer service.
Mixed company, dog.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I clicked on the article and was like, man, this is cute. Yeah. You know what I did, man? About 4 or 5 years ago, my son bought somebody bought it for my son, like this little pirate outfit. Mm-hmm. And I made a treasure map. And I had him going from different rooms. Me and him were finding it. And I had buried, I bought a lunchbox or something like that, one of those metal things, and put a bunch of those gold Hershey's Kisses and filled it up and buried it. And we went from room to room following the clues and stuff like that until we wound up outside and he dug it up. I had a little pirate flag and all of that. And he was really into it. Mm-hmm. He thought that he found some treasure and shit like that, And so it's I think this type of stuff, man. I don't even know if he remembers it.
I hope so, man.
I don't know if he remembers it, but I think these are the type of things that connect us with our kids, man. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we don't have time for them. We don't want to get down with that, that kiddie shit. But just an hour out of your time to just sit there and have fun with your kids, man, I think is very, very important. Creates a bond, long lasting, and you see your kid in a different light.
Hey, man, I'll never forget this. My ex told me this. She said, every day you got to make time to get eye to eye with your kids, get on all fours and get eye to eye just for a moment. And that always stuck with me, man, because I'm always so busy and I have to remember oh man, I got to make sure I make time for my baby. So the fact that this brother did this, hashtag celebrate black dads. When we come back, a Dear Irby writer found himself in a sticky situation with his wife and her sister. Me and my guy, we got to help him out. It's the MRA Podcast. Hey, if you're enjoying the podcast, do us a favor. Tell a friend. That's it. Costs you nothing, helps us out, and gives your friend some entertainment to make that commute a little easier, or gives them some company on a workout or while they're cleaning the house, so it helps them out, helps everyone out. All right, so please subscribe, leave a positive comment, and share. Let's get into this Dear Irby letter.
Let us.
Dear Irby, I got myself into a jam, and I am hoping you and Kamal can help me out. My wife hates her younger sister. Between me and you, her younger sister looked good. I've always gotten along with her. And the truth be told, way back when I first got with my girl, I almost cheated on her with her sister. I was out of town and met her, and we started talking, had instant chemistry. We got to talking all night at the hotel bar. She comes up for a drink, and next thing you know, she tells me about her female cousin. I can't say the name, but it's a nickname. I was thinking, my girl has a female cousin with their same nickname. It's not every day you meet two women with a crazy cousin named Twinkie, for example. We started putting things together, and before I knew it, she told me that her and my girl were sisters. That sobered me right up, and thankfully I didn't really cross the line, and I found out they were related before we got busy. Fast forward some years, and her and I always chat, the sister. She tells me she is in a bind. Can I help her out? No problem. Sort of. Me and my girl was married by then, so technically I was giving my wife's worst enemy her money. You know how women are about their paper, but I let it go and gave her the money because after all, we are family, right? Just like family, she came back again and again and again. She is bad with money, and that's one of the reasons my wife hates her. My wife is great with money. She makes much more than I do. And my wife hates it that her parents always bail her sister out. But since my wife is the oldest, they were a lot tougher on her. I finally got tired of giving her money and told her no. I laid out why I had to put my foot down. I had given her at least $20,000 and she's never paid it back, not a cent. She always has some sad story. Instead of hearing me out, she threw a tantrum. She said it's only $500. Ugh, that's one of my pet peeves. And if I don't give it to her, she's going to tell my wife that I've been giving away her money. Not only that, she's going to spill the beans about the hotel room. What should I do? Lawrence on Long Island. Kamal, this guy needs some help.
I've been wrestling with my decisions. I've been going back and forth, man, because I don't want to give my man Lawrence the wrong advice.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
I'm going to...
Sometimes these things stress me out, man.
Yeah, definitely.
No bullshit. I be thinking, fuck.
Yeah, like, damn it, why?
Why do we put us... This is like a fucking posting up mode letter.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on, Lawrence.
Yeah, I know, right?
The fuck?
Lawrence, I'm going to say this, man.
Come on.
You don't negotiate and give in to the demands of terrorists. No deal.
That's oh.
No deal.
Oh.
Because here's the thing about it, man. If she tells, she will never receive a dime from you.
Wow.
Because now wifey's going to be on the lookout. So I wouldn't give her shit because she's not going to say something. Like you said, she threw a tantrum. This is like a tantrum. She doesn't mean it. She's trying to get you to react. All right? And so she's not going to say anything because once she tells, the gravy train's over. You know what I'm saying? She might not get what she wants right now, but she might circle back 3 months, 4 months. You know, you might be more generous. You know, you and your wife might be beefing. You might come into some money, something. You know, and you've been generous over the past $20,000 worth. Right? Yeah. So she knows you have been willing in the past. If she crosses that line and tries to wreck your whole shit, you know, she knows, and her sister knows the deal. She would never see another cent from you. She ain't definitely getting it from her sister. So, man, I think she's bluffing. I would call her bluff. Now, for in the. You know, if she doesn't bluff, if she's not bluffing, and she tells, I don't think it'll be as big a deal as you think because she is family. And you can just say you have a soft spot for her. You felt bad. You guys weren't really, you guys didn't need the money and stuff like that. And you know that if they had a better relationship, your sister would be the one giving it to her and all of that stuff, man. Just come out as the good Samaritan. The good thing is you never smashed on that first night. And you can say, because I had no intentions on smashing. She's not, I mean, what? We was chopping it up and, that's it. We were talking. I would even I denied a hotel room. That's the shit that, what do a fucking hotel room? We was in the goddamn bar the whole time. Lying ass bitch. I wouldn't top to the hotel room because then you dealing with intent. Why you getting a goddamn hotel room with a chick if, you know what I'm saying? Just the bar. Give her just enough truth to skate by this. But honestly, Lawrence, I wouldn't say shit, man. I wouldn't say shit. Take this one to the grave if you can.
When we come back, I'm going to weigh in. Hey, what's up, y'all? If you like this show, you want to help us offset some of these costs, man, you feeling the need to donate, then do just that. Go to www.patreon.com and make a donation to the MRA Podcast. That is the MRA Podcast with Kyle and Kamal, and you can find us at Patreon. Or you can catch us in the street and just be like, hey, man, I love y'all. I want to bless you with some cash and put some dollars in our pocket. You can do that. Or you can hit us on Venmo. Find our names and just, bless us with dough on Venmo. Or you could pray for us. Do that too. But we prefer cash. Kamal, you did a good job. I just want to say that.
Oh, thank you.
Because, for real, because I'm not confident in mine. And you shouldn't tell people that you're not confident. You should just sell it. That's one thing I give to President Trump, man. That motherfucker just be lying his ass off and he just sells it like it's gold, man. He sells his shit like it's fucking gold. It's like, I know you don't believe this shit. Oh, I absolutely believe it. He is the king of the rebrand, man. Back to this. All right, man. Kamal, we don't agree, bro. And when you were talking, I wanted to come to your side, but I can't. Let me tell you what you got to do, Lawrence. You got to tell your wife, man.
I was almost there. I was there for the most part. Until probably 10 minutes before we started recording.
That's the funny part. Because I've been wrestling with this too, man. I've been wrestling like, because you don't want to tell your wife. You don't really want to tell her, man. I'm saying it, but I wouldn't want to tell them. Hell no. All right, so let me just say it like this. Technically speaking, you need to tell your wife, but only if you can. And I know you can't, but if you can, tell her because you don't want her sister to tell her. I hate when people say it's only $500. I hate when somebody says it's only $20. Motherfucker, then you find it if it ain't that much. What did Jay-Z say? You don't know my expenses. I got to buy bigger plates and more baggies. Why you all aggy? Stop. You don't count another man's money, fellas. Or woman's. Lawrence, you're in trouble, dog. Your wife makes more money than you, bro. Women love talking that we shit unless it's they shit. You're basically giving, it's our money till you spend it on another woman. And that woman is a sister she hates. Dude. Man. I'm really sorry. I've never been here, Kamal, where I just don't. I'm just going to say what I plan to tell you, man. You got to tell your wife, give her the $500 first. Give her the $500 and tell her no more. And then tell your wife. And then when she tries to come back, she's fucked. That's what I would tell you to do, man. Give her the money because she's family. This is it. No mas. And then tell your wife, and she has nothing to hold over me. I would never let somebody hold something over me like that. This is all hypothetical. I wouldn't want somebody to say like that. I wouldn't want somebody to hold anything over me. You know what I mean? You got a picture of me naked. Motherfucker, I'll post it first, bitch. You're not about to blackmail me. You're not about to blackmail me, dog. So, nah, man. Now I see why your wife don't like her, man. She's not a good person. And hopefully, I don't know how you go, because I was thinking about a lie for you, man, for this hotel thing. But it's never really safe to lie. But me and Kamal both working on it again because I'm thinking maybe you could tell her you knew that was her sister. You had seen pictures of her. So you always knew and you were never intending on hitting it. She's lying. I knew she was your sister because I saw she looked, whatever. That would be the lie, I try not to lie, but that, maybe there's a way you could have seen her picture before so that you guys are really just talking. Because that, if you get caught trying to fuck the fine sister, I don't care if it was before y'all got married or not, man, you show. So normally I would say keep the lie going. Number one, don't lie. But if you got to lie, make sure it's something that you're not going to get busted over. But after you lie, man, you might as well keep the lie going. But you have to listen. Don't listen to Kamal. Don't listen to Kyle. You need to know, man, if you can't tell your wife, you just better ride this out. Fuck it. Call her bluff. But if you can tell your wife and she has an ounce of understanding, tell her, I hate that conversation. Ugh, we need to talk. Ugh. Makes me want to throw up right now. What do you think about it, Kamal?
Dude, first of all, I read this letter wrong.
Okay.
So when he says I had given her at least $20,000, and she had a tantrum. She says only $500. I thought she meant I only owe you $500.
Oh no!
Right? She's asking for $500.
She's asking for $20,500.
Oh, see, I was like, man, let her tell, and if she tells, it's only $500. Don't say that $20,000, but man, it's $20,000.
Yeah, of your wife's bread. Y'all need to hit us up, man. Let us know, because you've heard both our answers, man.
Yeah, Lawrence, whatever you do, please keep us up to breast.
Please let us. Man, I be hating when they don't hit us back. I be like, man, what happened? If you guys have a Dear Irby letter, send us an email at dearirby@themrapodcast.com. That is dearirby@themrapodcast.com. Where can we find you?
Twitter and Instagram, man, at Angry Kamal.
I am at Kyle Irby, KYLEERBY, at the MRA Podcast. KyleIrby.com is my website. You can see my videos and some commercials I've done and some stand-up. I remember stand-up. That was so fun. On KyleIrby.com. By the way, the MRA at the MRA Podcast is where you can find both Kyle and Kamal. And you can find us both on Instagram at the MRA Podcast. Believe it or not, because Kamal is responding to people now. He has turned over a brand new leaf. Ladies, we love you. Fellas, be a man at all times.
Deuces.
MRA.